revitalize your downtown. I mean, you don't want your city center to be rotten, okay? It doesn't speak well for the rest of your city. You've got to have a strong city core to have a good and strong community. You've really got a lot of opportunities just from me coming in and looking. With Main Street, you learn and we provide information on what your market is so that you can get those businesses in that are actually can be there for long term. It's not going to just be, a hobbyist that's going to come in and it's a product that's not going to work here. We're going to really help you with that. What I'm going to do is go through the National Main Street Center focused approach and why this works in communities. Main Street, Alabama is a coordinating program for National Main Street Center. National Main Street Center, gosh, it's been nearly 40 years ago, decided that they needed to come up with an approach to save downtowns. Downtowns were dying. Everybody was wanting to go shop at the mall and live out in the suburbs. So they decided, we need to focus on design, organization, promotion, and economic vitality. That it can't just be, heavy. Let me go one more slide. Y'all, I'm sorry. I think some stuff. I may be duplicating some stuff, but that's okay. But you can't be just heavy in design, or it can't just be all about events. You really have to focus on all of those points. With Main Street, Alabama, we offer training that anybody can attend. When you start getting to the network level, we give a little bit more services. And with a designated Main Street program, it's just the full menu. So we're in, we're married to you, we're here, we're going to make sure you're successful. This is a list of our designated cities. When Main Street, Alabama started in 2014, there were 10 existing communities that were grandfathered in from Alabama Main Street that had been housed in the Alabama Historic Commission and then went unfunded for about 10 years. So we have added that many more to our designation. When you become to become a designated Main Street program, you have to go through an application process. This is not a 3 or 4 page application. May I can tell you, it's pretty intense. We really want to have you do an inventory of your downtown, all the businesses, the age, we want to know it all. And we want to be able to see that there's need and capacity. When people fill out these applications and they send lots of pretty pictures, we're like, why do you even need us? Meg attended the application workshop. The next step is to get the application in. I think that's due May 7th. And then a committee needs to come down to Birmingham and do an oral presentation. The selection committee will then make their selection, and they're announced June 1st, and we're in the community within the first month. In that first year, we come in usually about August, September, with a resource team. We're in the community for 4 days. We have an expert in each of the 4 points. We do a community visioning session, and then at the end of our stay, we do a public presentation that shows our initial recommendations. And we roll all that in within 6 weeks of our visit, and that becomes the strategic planning guide for the program for the next 3 to 5 years. In year 2, and this is just showing some of our training. This is the fees. This is one thing everybody wants to know. And again, I'm going to be going through and talking a little bit more of the services that you're getting. This is the fees, and you don't pay for anything extra. So when I talked about the branding, the market analysis, if you just went and hired a branding firm, it's going to cost you a lot of money. We do that in year 3, and the only thing you're paying is $3,000.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Or would you rather me wait?
You can go ahead.
Until you're done, because I've sat in on many Main Street presentations, and actually in November I was in Charlotte and had a round table with about 8 people, representatives that have Main Street in place. But my understanding, one of the major commitments is that you have to have a dedicated Main Street director in place. So when we say about $7,500 a year,
Well,
that's new. I understand, because we've been trying, again, I've been looking at this plan. I think it's an excellent footprint, and we've been trying to put ourselves in a position to be able to take advantage of some of these things. That has been, and I bring this up every every time. The dedicated director portion is the challenging part for us, because my understanding is that person can have no responsibility other than Main Street focused activities.
And I think Mary spoke to you maybe a little bit about that too. Well, yes, the $7,500, that fee is what gets paid to us. We do want it, you've got to have a budget to run a program. And to get to where they're waking up in the middle of the night thinking about things that need to happen. You want them thinking about it all the time. I believe Mary talked to you about how that could play out here, and I'm not sure what the discussion was. We have seen many models where you have a director that's housed in the city. We've seen it where, you know, they're housing a redevelopment authority, where they're a standalone nonprofit. They might be a 501c3, a 501c6. So there's a lot of different models. And we can send that information to you to show you the different organizational structures. The network is that tier of service that I mentioned earlier. We like to say this is a way to date before you put a ring on it. So it's a way to really get to know more about the program. I work with, you know, committees in the community and start teaching them about the 4 points and how they can start implementing that approach on their own. It is required that in applying for designation, you have to be a network community. If you're selected the year that you join the network, we take that back it out of the designated fee. So it would be $7,000 rather than $7,500 the first year. The other thing that the network will do is that we're not on the selection committee, so none of our Main Street Alabama staff is, so we can help hold your hand through the process. And we've had some communities that would send spreadsheets constantly for us to look at, and that's fine. We can do that because we can give you advice on that. This is our network communities. With network, you get a discount on our trainings that we have fees for, and then it really helps start connecting you with other people across the state that is starting to kind of get into that downtown revitalization movement. We also like to, like if you've got a particular area, so you wanted to work on really the promotion piece, we can come in and really help on a particular point.